Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Subject of the discourse today is Sammapadhana, pursuit of excellence with all energy and sincerity. Pursuit of excellence. Now the Pali word for it is Sammapadhana, that is right and energetic pursuit of whatever you have undertaken, whatever you want to do, whatever action that you have chosen to do or to achieve. Now the ability to pursue, to continue and not to relent, not to give up, that is pursuit of excellence. Now in spiritual life, the nearest word that I can think of is sadhana. Pali word is padhanam. Sadhanam, padhanam, they are more or less synonymous. You see, the pursuit of excellence is the very heart of spiritual life. Unless we have the sincerity and the energetic application and commitment to whatever, you see, we seek to achieve or gain, that is, you see, the ability to be, you see, to have moral purity, shila, or success in your meditative practice, and thus bring about purification of mind. Or it is the cultivation of insight into reality, that is wisdom, which is very different from just pure knowledge. Wisdom and knowledge have something in common, but they are not the same. A person can be very, very knowledgeable about many things. A person is a philosophy professor, I know, in the university, but he is absolutely lecherous, characterless person. He is very popular speaker in the university and talks of philosophical, any subject under the sun you give, and he will give a big talk on it and get all the applause. But when it comes to his private life, he is absolutely rotten. So with all that knowledge has not helped him to pursue excellence, that means goodness. Excellence basically is goodness, and plus, not only just being good, but you keep on, you see, keep on excelling in goodness, that is betterment. Keep on bettering your performance. That is pursuit of excellence. Without this, spiritual development is really not possible. In a very fundamental way, spiritual development starts with the ability to control, self-control. Sangvaram. So in Dhammapada, last time also I mentioned, see, Kayena sangvaro sadhu sadhu vachaya sangvaro manasa sangvaro sadhu sadhu sabbatha sangvaro patha sangvuto bhikkhu sabba dukkha pamucchati. It is good, it's excellent to have self-control over all bodily actions, to have self-control over all that verbal actions, all that we speak, self-control on all that we think, mental actions. And a person who has complete control over all his actions and you see, with in the three levels. Such a person being self-controlled fully is really a person who has attained self-mastery. So, self-control leads to self-mastery, and self-mastery is exactly what is the goal of pursuit, spiritual pursuit. Only when we have total mastery over ourselves in every possible way, that we can really say that we are progressing on the spiritual path. So, the pursuit of excellence is fourfold, sammapadhana. Four distinct elements of this particular spiritual activity called pursuit. Now, one is the element of self-control, self-restraint leading to self-mastery. The other, that is the sangvara, self-mastery, control and restraint. The other is not only self-control or ability to restrain, but the ability to overcome and abandon, give up. It simply means never to give in to evil and never give up the good. This ability is a very great ability. It's more than just restraint. In restraint, you don't allow something to happen, something to come up. Before an evil thought has arisen, let us say, or an impulse is growing within, you check it, and that is restraint. But it keeps on coming again and again and again, it doesn't leave you at all. So the ability to overcome and abandon that is distinctly superior to this ability to restrain. Here we find now the pursuit in the form of restraint, self-restraint, pursuit in the form of ability to give up and abandon whatever is unwholesome and evil, never to give in to evil, and never to give up the good. Go together. So the element of ability to overcome and give up and abandon is equally very, very important in spiritual life. Person who is given to smoking knows he can get cancer, or drinking, he knows he can become alcoholic, completely addicted and become a slave of his addiction. But he is not prepared to restrain himself and undergo all the trouble that requires one to cultivate self-control, self-restraint. So once he is not able to restrain, he can never get out of that cycle of slavery. You see. But if he says, no, I will give up, come what may, I will die rather than be a slave, then with this determination, you see, based upon the pursuit of excellence in the form of overcoming, pursuit of ability to overcome the evil and not merely to restrain the evil. This is pursuit of excellence. There is another aspect of pursuit of excellence. That aspect is, today you have succeeded in controlling a certain impulse. You said, no, I won't do that. You are undertaking the Panchashila, and there is a, you are tempted to break any of the Shila, but you say, no, I will not break, come what may. And you restrain your the mind, which otherwise will become a slave of this, giving up, I'm rather breaking the Shila and so on. Restrain, and not only that, today you have succeeded and you keep on doing every day, a time will come you will not only be able to restrain before an evil tendency arises, but when it arises, you will be able to overcome, abandon. Now that is excellence, pursuit of excellence. You excel your previous performance on a regular basis. If you have achieved something today, let us say +1, tomorrow you should be able to achieve +2. That kind of mind, that kind of effort and relentless pursuit. The two elements of pursuit of excellence. The third one, it is not enough that you control all your negative tendencies, whether breaking the Sila. In 4 ways you apply your restraint. One is the undertaking to practice Sila, the certain moral precepts. Now, every time there is an impulse to break, to compromise, you restrain. There you have succeeded. Once you restrain, the tendency to restrain will grow. And then, not only restrain, you overcome. You abandon. This also is a process it will go. But both these aspects of pursuit of excellence, these two aspects refer to unwholesome, akusala, not the good, not the kusala. You are engaged, or your mind is engaged in restraining the evil, the negative, or to overcome or abandon the evil or the negative, but not pursuit of the good, positive. So the third element is, it's not enough you merely restrain or overcome, but you must positively cultivate, develop the good. Let's say every time you have a tendency to towards laxity, you don't follow your Sila properly. Whenever there is an opportunity, you break it and justify it, rationalize it. Now, having cultivated more and more restraint and ability to abandon, you said, no, the opposite of Sila, this whatever bad thought that has occurred, which will lead to breaking my precepts, the opposite of that, I must cultivate. So if a person tends to be violent and he has given up, by way of Sila, not to kill, not to destroy life, or even to indulge in violence, which ultimately leads to destruction of life, etc. If you have undertaken this Sila, it is with the purpose that you overcome your violence, tendency to be violent. Whether it's at home, you are violent with your wife or husband or children or servant or neighbor, or the tendency to find fault all the time and thereby develop this mental violence. Once you see clearly the evil or the negative tendencies that you should have control over, or you should abandon, But the opposite of that, the opposite of violence is metta bhavana, cultivating universal love, goodwill, amity, choice for non-violence, choice for friendliness, and resolution of conflict through peace and through peaceful and non-violent ways. Once you are convinced about it and you are able to do a little bit by way of giving up the opposite negativities, restraining over them and abandoning them and so on. So now you positively undertake to cultivate universal love. Sila now acquires a very distinct dimension of excellence. It is not merely don't do this, but do this. On one hand you don't do, you abandon, you restrain. On the other you cultivate and develop in a determined way, a very methodical way. Now that is the third element of pursuit of excellence. The fourth element is even more important. Live in a world of impermanence. Everything is impermanent in the world. Mind is constantly changing. It's a dynamic thing. From moment to moment your thoughts change, your imaginations change, your all kinds of mental tendencies change. All the time it's happening and very, very fast indeed. And then your actions, your conduct, everything is changing. Your body is changing, your mind is changing. Your social environment changes. Your family relationships and social relationships change. The conditions prevailing in the country changes. In the world, a civilization in which you live changes. Change, change, change is the law of life. Once you deeply understand this, you will be able to have control, restraint over egotism, over your self-conceit, that I, this so-called I, which you think is a real entity. It is not. It is only a concept, it's a mental delusion. It's a delusive state of mind. You realize that and you cultivate, keep on this pursuit of excellence, a time will come you will become very humble. You will control your self-control, self-conceit wherever it arises. In many 100 different ways it may arise. So like that, you see, as you keep on one hand restraining the negative, overcoming the negative, and then cultivating or developing the positive, the metta as against violence or anger, hatred, or let us say upanaha. If you, in the Dhammapada Gatha number 3 and 4, I would advise you to go through that today when you go home. Akkochimang abadhimang ajinimang ahasive. Oh, he has done this to me, he insulted me, hit me, he has done this evil to me, he has hurt me. All kinds of things complaining about somebody else's performance. But not one's own fault, one's own limitations. Keep on being critical about others. Now what happens? You keep on developing your self-conceit all the more. The tendency to find fault all the more. So if you now say, no, I won't do that, I will practice metta, instead of finding fault with him for whatever he has done, I forgive him. And metta can never be practiced. Metta means universal love or loving kindness. You can never practice metta unless you cultivate patience and forbearance and forgiveness. These are qualities which go together with metta. So as you develop metta and therewith patience, etc., forbearance, etc., now the fourth element will come in. You will see there is the need for, in an impermanent world where everything is changing, even whatever you have developed, you may even lose that. It will become watered down. You see. So in a world in which you see, it's an impermanent world, there if you cultivate the good, that good also can change. It can become qualitatively less. Its excellence will come down. So you say it's not enough I merely cultivate and develop. I must know how to preserve, anurakshanam, how to conserve whatever I have cultivated and developed. Merely developing and cultivating not enough. So here you have got four distinct elements which you may call of elements of this pursuit of excellence. You see, with the spiritual perfection as the goal. Enlightenment is perfection, is another word for perfection. Enlightenment is another word for purity, another word for freedom, nibbana. If your pursuit of excellence aims at these goals and not any worldly goal, then these fourfold, you see, pursuit of excellence will become very, very real in your day-to-day life. You can see how they can, you are practicing them simultaneously. It occurs, it will happen. If you remember last time, I mentioned a story occurring in the Arthakatha. 5 monks, they undertook to cultivate self-restraint. It was in the time when the dispensation of Bhagavan Acharya Buddha prevailed, you see, at that time. So they undertook each one this, they undertook this particular practice of excellence with reference to control over one sense. Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touch, or mental activities also. And they found that, well, it was not possible. But later on, you see, they gave in to their, you see, the negative qualities through the other senses. And they had to pay a price for that. I quoted the Jataka also, Takshila Jataka, where they are all gobbled up. Achilles, because of their weakness for the certain particular sense, lack of self-respect and self-restraint and so on. So in the dispensation of Bhagavan Buddha, they had the good luck of becoming monks and they were staying in Savatthi. And there, one day, they undertook the same thing again. You see, they say, okay, I will have a control over my eye. The other said over my ear, and whatever I hear, I am going to control. Whatever I see, I am going to control, etc. So now, one day they saw that they were not really able to do that. So, but they had to boast that yes, they are doing something very great. So they all got together and they were discussing about their particular pursuit of excellence over one sense faculty. So they couldn't come to any conclusion. They said no. He said mine is the best, the other one said mine is the best, and so on. So they went to Buddha, and Buddha said no. Control over the senses is good, but it's not just one. So here pursuit of excellence requires a very comprehensive it's a comprehensive approach where you not only cultivate the ability to control over negativities, but the ability to overcome, come what may, abandon. So you have these two qualities with reference to the negative activities and conduct of life, or thinking and imagining and mental activity, then you'll see that no, that's not enough. You've got to cultivate the exact opposites, positive opposites of the negativities. Then ultimately you see all negative activities can come under the three akusala karma. And the akusala karmas come under their root causes: lobha, dosa, moha. All the evil that you can think of, the evil action, evil speech, evil thought, evil conduct, evil in any form, they can arise only because of their root causes. And the three causes are greed or lust, sensuality, hatred, ill will, etc., and mental delusion or ignorance. So these are the three root causes. So once you are able to cultivate, once you are able to cultivate some amount of control over greed, you have applied your power of controlling by means of your sila. Say you are able to control your mind in a way that you don't break your silas, or you have you have control over your whatever you see, hear, etc., or you have control over how you use your day-to-day necessities, which are essentials of life. Let us say food. There are people who eat just for the sake of eating. They live to eat, and they are most miserable because of that. And there are others who they have cultivated restraint, self-control, so they eat to live, and they don't live to eat. And live why? So that they can live a healthy life, bodily and mentally, and use both body and mind as a tool for achieving spiritual freedom through pursuit of excellence. So the sila, control refers to all these. These are the very many fields through which you can develop your power to restrain or control of mastery. Similarly, pahana. You abandon that which is evil, and you cultivate, the same, cultivate and develop that which is good. And not only cultivate and develop, but you also have the ability to preserve, to protect and preserve the good that you have cultivated already. If you have cultivated metta through metta meditation, but your conduct is rather lousy, you indulge in anger and all kinds of things, so your whatever metta you have cultivated during meditation also get watered down, weakened. So now to preserve what you have cultivated through meditation, you have also to practice your conduct in such a way that you don't violate the principles of metta. In this fourfold way, if your pursuit of excellence, sadhana or sammapadhana, if a person undertakes life seriously, energetically, pursue. The word pursue has very many other meanings. Now, for instance, a thief pursues to steal, or a bad youngster pursuing the opposite sex, or a greedy businessman pursuing his profession, do come what may, keep on cheating people and things like that. So pursue has other sort of meaning, but in this case it simply means pursue of excellence. You excel your previous conduct by a process of bettering your performance and not remain static in saying that yes, I have cultivated, I have developed, that's okay. No, it's not okay. You have to conserve and preserve and keep on excelling. With this, I conclude. May the blessings of Lord Buddha, his Dhamma and Sangha surround your life with that power, with wisdom and well-being, that you can pursue excellence every day. May you all be happy and well. Sukhino bhavantu.